The whistle pierced the humid air like a knife, and I hit the water face first, my lungs burning as if I'd swallowed fire. Coach's voice echoed off the tiled walls. Lean back, damn it, trust the pull. But in that split second, as my body arched unnaturally against the current, I felt his hand on my back, steady and electric, yanking me not just to the surface but straight into a truth I'd been drowning in for months. I broke through gasping, not from the chlorine, but from the raw ache of realizing I was in love with the one man who could ruin everything I'd built. It was junior year at Lincoln High in suburban Chicago, the kind of Midwest town where football reigned supreme but swimming was our quiet rebellion. Sleek bodies slicing through water instead of slamming into turf. I was Alex Rivera, 17, the team's reluctant star backstroker. With a body honed by endless laps and a heart I'd kept locked tighter than my locker room combo. My parents had shipped me off to boarding school back east for freshman year to toughen me up after Dad caught me staring too long at the lifeguard during family vacation. But Chicago brought me home in ways they never imagined. Or maybe they did, and that's why the prayers started. Practice that September afternoon was brutal. The pool deck slick with sweat and splashes under fluorescent lights that buzzed like angry hornets. We just wrapped a grueling relay drill, and the team, mostly straight-laced jocks with dreams of college scouts, lounged on the bleachers, towels slung low, joking about girls from the cheer squad. I hung back, fiddling with my goggles, stealing glances at Coach Harlan Hank Whitaker. He was 32, built like a retired Olympian, broad shoulders tapering to a swimmer's V, salt and pepper hair cropped military short, and eyes the color of Lake Michigan on a stormy day. He'd swum for Illinois State, medaled nationally, then washed out of pro dreams for reasons he never shared, landing here to coach misfits like us into something resembling winners. Rivera! His bark snapped me upright. He strode over, clipboard in hand, water droplets still beating on his forearms from spotting dives. Up close, he smelled like eucalyptus soap and victory. Clean, commanding, the kind of scent that made my stomach twist. You're fighting the water again. It's not the enemy. It's your partner. Lean back into it. Let it hold you. I nodded, throat dry, avoiding those eyes. Got it, coach. But as he demonstrated, gripping the pool's edge and arching backward in a flawless backstroke entry, his chest rising like a wave cresting, I felt that pull again, deeper than muscle memory. It wasn't just technique. It was trust, vulnerability. The thing I'd never given anyone since coming out to my best friend Mia last spring, only for her to ghost me in whispered fear of complicating things. The team filtered out, slapping high fives and planning keggers I wouldn't touch, leaving Hank and me to lock up. Routine, always routine. Draining the filters, stacking lane dividers, the silence broken only by the gurgle of pipes. But tonight, as I wiped down the starting blocks, he lingered by the office door, arms crossed, watching me with that dissecting gaze. You okay, kid? Look like you've got ghosts in your goggles. I froze, rag mid-swipe. Kid. The word stung, a reminder of the chasm, age, power, the code we never spoke. Just tired. Regionals are breathing down our necks. He chuckled, low and warm, stepping closer. The deck lights cast shadows that softened his jawline, made him look less like the drill sergeant and more like the man who'd slipped me extra protein bars after my folks cut my allowance for priorities. Tired's one thing, haunted's another. Spill it, Alex. I'm not just your coach. I'm in your corner. In your corner. God, if he only knew how much I wanted that, him in my corner, arms around me, whispering more than pep talks. But betrayal flickered in my mind. The rumors I'd overheard in the showers, about Hank's ex-fiancée dumping him years ago, how he'd thrown himself into coaching to straighten out. What if confessing cracked the facade? What if it ended me? Instead, I forced a grin. Nah, it's nothing. Promise. He didn't buy it, but he let it slide, clapping my shoulder. Firm, lingering a beat too long. Lean back. Remember? Trust the water. Or in this case, trust the guy who's got your back. His thumb brushed my collarbone accidentally on purpose, and I swear the pool rippled without a splash. That night, in my cramped bedroom overlooking the L tracks, sleep evaded me. The city hummed outside, trains rattling like my pulse, distant sirens wailing secrets. I scrolled through old texts from Mia, her last one a half-hearted "we cool," before radio silence. Then, buried in my camera roll, a blurry shot from summer camp. Me and Hank during a guest coaching gig, him laughing as he taught me the butterfly pull, water arcing like diamonds between us. I zoomed in on his smile, the crinkles at his eyes, and whispered to the dark, "What if?" Weeks blurred into a rhythm of chlorine and longing. Practices intensified. Regionals loomed like a storm front. Hank pushed us harder, his voice a lifeline in the deep end. "Feel the resistance, then yield to it," he'd shout, pacing the deck in his whistle necklace, polo stretched taut over his chest. For the team, it was motivation. For me, foreplay I couldn't admit. Off the deck, glimpses of the man behind the whistle. Friday night bonfires at the lake, where he'd crack open a beer, non-alcoholic for show, and share stories of his glory days. Nights in Tokyo pools, the thrill of nationals, the crash when injury stole it all. "Swimming saved me, Alex," he'd say, firelight dancing on his face. "Taught me to lean into the pain, not fight it." I'd nod, mesmerized, while teammates catcalled about tail chasing. Hank never joined in, just stared into the flames, a shadow crossing his features. One such night, after the others stumbled home, he drove me back. His old Ford pickup rumbling through empty streets, radio crooning Springsteen. "You swim like you were born wet," he said suddenly, glancing over. "But there's a wall you're hitting. Not in the water, in here." He tapped his temple, then lower to his heart. My breath hitched. The cab felt smaller, charged. "It's complicated," I managed, staring at the dashboard glow. Rain started pattering, blurring the world outside. "Life is, but hiding it, that's what sinks you." His voice softened, hand shifting on the gearshift, inches from mine. I imagined bridging that gap, lacing fingers, confessing over the wiper's swish. But fear clamped down, betrayal's shadow, the what-ifs of exposure in a town where fag was still locker room currency. We pulled up to my street, engine idling. "Thanks for the ride, coach." "Hank," he corrected, eyes locking on mine. "Off the clock. Call me Hank." The invitation hung, heavy as humidity. I bolted inside before it could pull me under. The first crack came mid-October, at a dual meet against rival Evanston. I was anchoring the 200 medley, neck and neck with their hotshot freestyler. The crowd blurred. Parents in parkas, cheerleaders waving foam fingers, into white noise. But Hank's voice cut through. "Lean back, Alex. Trust it." I did, arching into the turn, surging ahead by a stroke. Victory tasted like salt and vindication, the team mobbing me in hugs that lingered too sweetly. In the locker room haze of steam and slaps, Jake, our cocky breaststroker, slung an arm around my neck. "Dude, you swam like a beast. Coach's golden boy." His grin was wolfish. Later, I caught him whispering to Tyler, something about "Rivera's got that look again." Paranoia? Maybe. But when Hank pulled me aside for debrief, "Proud of you, kid. That lean, perfection." His hand on my elbow felt like fire, and Jake's eyes from across the room like ice. That suspicion festered. Jake started sidelining me in drills, accidentally crowding my lane. Whispers spread. "Rivera's too cozy with coach." I brushed it off as hazing, but Mia, back in my orbit via hesitant DMs, warned, "Small towns eat their own, Alex. Be careful." Hank noticed, of course, after a scrimmage where Jake clipped my flip turn. Leaving me bruised, Hank hauled us both to his office. "This team's family," he growled, slamming the door. "We lift each other, not drag." Jake mumbled apologies, eyes downcast, but as he slunk out, he shot me a glare that said, "Your secret's safe, for now." Alone with Hank, tension crackled. He paced, tie loosened, sleeves rolled to reveal faded tattoo ink. A compass rose on his forearm, pointing nowhere. "What's eating you two? And don't bullshit me." Cracked. "He's got it out for me. Thinks something's up with us." Hank stilled, face paling. Us. Heart hammering, I plunged. Yeah. The way you look at me, touch me. The rides home, the talks. I feel it, Hank. And it terrifies me because Words jammed. Vulnerability crested like a rogue wave. He crossed the room in 2 strides, hands on my shoulders, grip iron but eyes storm-tossed. Alex, stop. You're reading signals that aren't there. I'm your coach. That's it. But his voice wavered, thumbs tracing my collarbones. An echo of that poolside lean. Betrayal bloomed, hot and sharp. Was it denial or truth? Lean back, right? I whispered, stepping into his space. Trust you? How, when it feels like this? He released me like I'd burned him, turning to the window where rain lashed the glass. Go home, Alex, before we both drown. I left, chest hollow, the drive home a blur of tears and taillights. That night, Jake's text lit my phone. Saw you in the office. Creep, tell the team or I will. The betrayal wasn't Hank's. It was the pack turning feral. November swept in like a cold front, frosting the pool windows and frosting relations on deck. Regionals were 2 weeks out, and Hank doubled down on drills, his commands sharper, his gaze avoiding mine like I was a riptide. I swam harder, channeling the hurt into strokes. Each flip turned a fuck you to the ache, each breath a gasp for air I couldn't find off the water. But Jake's threat loomed, a shadow in every high five, every post-practice huddle. Mia cornered me at the mall one Saturday, her booth at the pretzel stand a confessional amid holiday shoppers. She dyed her hair electric blue, a shield against the world's judgments, and her hug was fierce. You look like shit, babe. Spill. Over cinnamon twists, it poured out. The lean-back moment, the office confession, Jake's venom. She listened, eyes wide, then squeezed my hand. He's scared, Alex. Of you, of himself. But outing you? That's cowardice. Confront him before he poisons the well. Confront. The word echoed as I biked home through crisp air laced with wood smoke, past porches strung with lights that mocked my inner dark. Hank's truck was parked outside his duplex when I passed. Curtains aglow, a silhouette pacing. Impulse pulled me to the curb. Knuckles rapped before sense caught up. He opened the door in sweats, surprise softening to something raw. Alex? It's late. Can't sleep. Need to talk. I shoved hands in pockets, shivering not from cold. He sighed, stepping aside. The living room was sparse. Couch scarred from college parties, shelves of swim manuals and a single photo. Him and a woman, arms linked at a podium, her smile brittle. The ex, I guessed. Coffee? Or something stronger? Coffee's fine. We sat at his kitchen table, mugs steaming, the silence thick as fog off the lake. Outside, wind howled, rattling panes. I'm sorry, I started, voice cracking, for pushing, for assuming. Hank stirred his cup, spoon clinking like a metronome. Don't be. You're brave, kid. Braver than I was at your age. He paused, eyes distant. I knew early. Felt it in the locker rooms, the way teammates' bodies moved. But I buried it. Fiancé was cover, coaching was escape. Until you. My pulse thundered. Until me. You make me want to surface, Alex. Lean back into what I've been fighting. His hand covered mine, warm and tentative, sending sparks up my arm. For a heartbeat, the world narrowed to that touch. Romance blooming in the mundane. 2 souls sinking like synchronized swimmers. Then his phone buzzed, shattering it. Jake's name flashed. Hank's face hardened. He answered, voice low. What? Pause. No, that's not. He hung up, cursing softly. He knows. About us. Saw the office door ajar. Twisted it into. Everything. Betrayal's knife twisted deeper. Not just Jake's, but the fragility of this moment. Exposed. What now? Team? School? Hank stood, pacing to the window. I handle it. You're the talent here. Don't let this sink your season. But you. I rose, closing the gap. What about leaning back, Hank? Together. He turned, cupping my face, thumb tracing my jaw. I want to. God, I do. But the risk for you mostly. Scandals bury kids like you. His forehead pressed to mine, breath mingling. Give me time. Please. I nodded, stealing a brush of lips, chaste electric, before slipping out into the night, heart fuller yet fractured. Monday practice was a minefield. Jake strutted like he'd won the lottery, sidelong smirks during warm-ups. The team sensed the rift, relays faltering, laughter forced. Hank blew the whistle mid-set. Focus. This isn't social hour. But his eyes found mine across the lanes, a silent hold on. After, as we toweled off, Jake cornered me by the showers. Water drummed behind us, steam veiling his sneer. Golden boy's got a crush. Coach's pet, literally. Tell him, or I drop the bomb at the next meet. Rage surged, hot and tidal. Jealous much? Can't stand someone else getting attention? He shoved me against lockers, forearm to throat. Freak. This team's straight. You're the glitch. Tyler hovered, uneasy but silent. Betrayal by omission. I shoved back, knee to gut. Back off, asshole. Fists flew. Mine glancing his jaw, his cracking my ribs, until Hank burst in, wrenching us apart. Enough. Office now. In the dim confines, with Jake nursing a split lip and me clutching my side, Hank's disappointment was a gut punch. This ends here. Jake, suspension 2 weeks. Alex, ice that up. To me, softer. You okay? I nodded. But as Jake slunk out, he hissed, This ain't over, Rivera. It wasn't. Whispers metastasized. At school, graffiti scrawled coach's bitch on my stall door. Mia rallied, dragging me to the counselor's office. But Ms. Patel's sympathy felt scripted. Talk to your parents? No way. Dad's Bible-thumping voicemails already hinted at suspicion. Hank checked in via burner texts. You strong? Lean back. Tiny lifelines in the storm. One evening, he called. Meet me at the lake. Need air. The beach was deserted. Waves lapping under a harvest moon. He waited on a bench, blanket spread like a picnic for outcasts. We talked. Not about the fight, but dreams. My scholarship hopes to UCLA. His regret over never chasing Europe circuits openly. I was you once, he admitted, voice raw. Hid until it hollowed me. Under stars pricking the velvet sky, I leaned into his side, head on shoulder. No kisses, just presence, romantic in its restraint, humanistic in shared scars. We'll weather this, he murmured, arm around me. Together. But betrayal brewed. Tyler, guilt-ridden, confessed to Mia. Jake had screenshotted my phone during a team trip. Text to Hank, innocent but damning. He's selling it to the principal tomorrow, Tyler whispered. Says it's for the team's purity. Panic crested. I raced to Hank's, pounding the door at midnight. He answered disheveled, pulling me inside. What's wrong? It's over. Jake's got proof. Everything. Sobs racked me. He held me, rocking like a lullaby. I can't lose swimming. Or you. You won't lose me. His embrace tightened. A vow unspoken. In that cocoon, emotion peaked. Love not as conquest, but surrender. We stayed like that till dawn. The world outside paling against our quiet fire. Dawn painted the duplex in pinks and golds. But inside, resolve hardened like frost. Hank brewed coffee strong as his jaw set, mapping a plan over toast. We go to the principal first. Full disclosure on my terms. Your parents. I'll help with that call if you want. I stared into my mug, steam blurring the inevitable. They'll freak. Dad already thinks Chicago's corrupting me. The humanism of it hit. Love demanding honesty, even when it shattered facades. Call Mia for backup. And remember, this isn't the end. It's the pivot. His hand squeezed mine, steady as a starting block. We drove to school in silence, the L overhead rumbling judgment. Principal Vargas's office smelled of lemon polish and old books, a far cry from pool funk. She was a no-nonsense Latina in her 50s who'd coached volleyball back in the day, fair, but firm. Hank laid it out. The harassment, Jake's extortion, our connection. It's not inappropriate, he stressed, voice even. Mentorship, deepened by trust. Vargas steepled fingers, eyes flicking between us. Trust one appreciate, coach. But optics matter. In this district, with the board's Bible brigade. She sighed, rubbing temples. Jake's suspended pending investigation. Alex, you're cleared, no fault. But counseling mandatory and discretion advised. Relief washed partial. The betrayal's tide stemmed, but ripples lingered. As we filed out, she added to Hank, watch your step, Whitaker. Hearts are fragile. Careers more so. School buzzed with half-truths. Jake's absence spun as attitude issues. And for a week, normalcy feigned. Practices resumed. Hank's drills laced with subtext. Yield to the current. A wink at our secrets. Off deck, stolen moments multiplied. Coffee runs where our knees brushed under tables. Walks along the lake where fingers interlaced in the dusk. Romance deepened, subtle as underwater currents. One crisp evening, bundled against wind, we sat on his tailgate overlooking the city skyline. Chicago's lights a constellation of possibilities. Ever think about after? I asked, head on his shoulder. College for me, what for you? He chuckled, breath-fogging air. Maybe assistant coach at a uni somewhere progressive like Ann Arbor. You visiting on breaks. His tease held hope, painting futures where labels faded. I'd swim the lake for that. Laughter bubbled, easing the ache. His kiss then, soft, exploratory, tasting of peppermint and promise. Sealed it. Not lust, but affirmation. Two men choosing each other amid the gale. But conflict escalated. Jake, back after reflection, simmered like a live wire. During a pre-regional scrimmage, he sabotaged my gear. Goggles filled with baby oil, suit slashed at the seam. I discovered it mid-change, fury boiling. You son of a... Team intervened, but Hank hauled him out. Ejection swift. You're off the roster, period. Jake's roar echoed. This is bullshit. Because of him? Your little queer project. The word detonated. Lockers slammed. Stairs pierced. Tyler stepped up finally, voice shaking. Jake, man, that's low. Alex is solid. But damage spread. Texts flew. Parents called. The principal's phone rang off the hook. That night, betrayal's full weight crashed. My phone exploded. Dad's voicemail, voice thunderous. What the hell's this about you and your coach? Some pervert turning my son? We're pulling you now. Mom's followed. Tear-choked. Come home, Mijo. We'll fix this. Home. The word hollowed me. I drove to Hank's, rain sheeting like accusations. He opened to my drenched form, pulling me into a hug that soaked his shirt. They know. Everything. Want me gone. Sobs racked. He held tighter, murmuring, You're not alone. We'll fight. We talked till stars wheeled, strategies, support lines for LGBTQ youth, even a lawyer friend from his college days. But dawn brought the climax. A board emergency meeting. Jake's folks lawyered up, demanding Hank's firing for moral turpitude. The auditorium thrummed with tension. Parents in pews like a tribunal, board members stone-faced under harsh lights. Hank spoke first, voice steady as a freestyle pace. I've coached here 5 years. Built this program from scraps. Alex, he's the heart of it, not because of favoritism but talent. Jake's actions? Bullying plain. Punish that, not love. Love. The word hung electric. Murmurs rippled. My cheeks burned. Then Jake's dad rose. Red-faced. Love? This is grooming. My boy's future. I stood, legs jelly. Sir, with respect, your boy's the bully. Shoved me, threatened exposure. Coach saved me from that, taught trust. Not what you think. Voices overlapped. Mia in the back hooped support. Chaos reigned, but Vargas called order, voting deferred. Outside, rain eased to mist. Hank pulled me aside, eyes fierce. You were brave. Leaned back into the fire. Worth it for you. Our hands clasped, hidden but sure. A romantic anchor in turmoil. Yet the human cost mounted. Dad arrived unannounced, suit rumpled from the red eye, Mom trailing with rosary beads. Hotel lobby confrontation. His accusations flew, seduced by that man, until Mom touched his arm. Enrique, listen. He's our boy. Hurting him hurts us. Tears flowed. Hugs followed. Tentative. We'll try, Alex, she whispered. Therapy talks. But stay true. Humanistic grace. Flawed family bending. Not breaking. Regionals donned crisp. Pool transformed into a coliseum. Banners flapping. Scouts in slacks. Nerves jangled. Jake's absence a ghost. But team rallied. Slaps solid. Hank's pre-meet huddle. This water? It's ours. Lean into it. All of it. His gaze on me, us. The 200 backstroke. My event. The roar deafening. I dove, world narrowing to blue blur. Strokes mechanical, heart poetic. Halfway, cramp seized my calf. Betrayal of body. Lean back, Hank's voice in my head. I arched, trusting the pull, pain yielding to propulsion. Touchpad. Personal best, gold by a touch. Podium. Metal cold against skin. But Hank's proud grin from the deck warmed deeper. Team mobbed. Even Tyler hugged tight. You earned it, man. Post-meet banquet. Speeches, steak, stolen glances. Hank cornered me by dessert. UCLA's calling scholarship offer. You did this. We did. Kiss in the shadows, brief, blazing, sealed victory. But climax crested that night. Jake, uninvited, crashed the after-party at the rec center, drunk and desperate. You think you're heroes? Ruined my season. Bottle smashed. He lunged at Hank, fist wild. Chaos, bodies tangled, shouts. I tackled him, ribs protesting old bruise. Stop. It's over. Security hauled him. Cops followed. In the aftermath, Hank's split lip, my scraped knuckles. Battle scars of love defended. Board reconvened next day. Jake expelled. Hank cleared with enhanced oversight. Dad even shook his hand. Take care of my boy. Winter thawed. So did we. Holidays with my folks. Awkward feasts laced with questions. But progress. Dad's quiet proud of you over turkey. Spring semester bloomed with tentative greens. Turf greening. My bruises fading. The pool a sanctuary reborn. Hank and I navigated the oversight. Chaperoned meets, logged interactions. But in the cracks, intimacy flowered. Morning runs along the lakefront, where dawn gilded the waves and our whispers wove dreams. After graduation, he'd say, lacing sneakers beside me, road trip, Route 66, just us and the horizon. I'd grin, pulse quickening. Detours to every dive bar with a jukebox. Romance in the mundane. His laugh echoing off high rises. Our shadows merging on pavement. No grand gestures. Just the humanistic poetry of two men building amid ruins. School life steadied. Mia and I rebuilt, her blue hair a beacon in halls. We founded a GSA club, posters fluttering. Lean into who you are. Tyler joined, redemption arc earnest. Apologies over pizza. Tales of his own closet doubts. Even Jake's echo dimmed. Rehab rumors surfaced. A reminder that villains fracture too. But conflict simmered subterranean. Hank's ex, Laura, resurfaced via email. Congratulations on the team state quals. Laced with miss our talks. Coffee? He showed me transparent as glass. Old habit. But you're mine now. Jealousy nipped irrational vine. What if she knows? Pushes. He cupped my face, eyes lake deep. She knows enough. And I'd choose you, every lap. The kiss that followed, against his kitchen counter amid breakfast chaos, dispelled shadows. Trust rebuilt stroke by stroke. State championships in Indianapolis. Pressure cooker, air thick with hype. We qualified full relay, me anchoring backstroke again. Bus ride south. Team belting pop anthems. Hank shotgun with playlists of Motown soul. His hand brushed mine in the dark. Thumb circling palm. A code for steady. Hotel check-in. Assigned rooms, but post-curfew wanderings led to the rooftop pool. city lights sprawling below. We swam laps under stars, strokes synced, then floated side by side, hands linked underwater. This, he murmured, is what I fought for. You. Emotion crested. I turned, water lapping our chins. Love you, Hank. First utterance, vulnerable as a dive. Love you too, Alex. Echoed back, sealing us. Competition day. Natatorium echoing roars. Humidity a sauna. Qualies clean. Finals electric. My heat. Gun cracks, I surge. Form flawless. Lean back instinct guiding turns. Lead holds till the wall. I touch first. Record shattered. Elation explodes. Team pylon. Metal heavy with meaning. But betrayal's ghost resurfaced post-victory. Scouts swarmed. UCLA's coach pulled me aside. Offers solid, son. But word from Chicago. Drama with your mentor? Clears up. Got iced. Clears? It's personal, not professional. He nodded, but doubt lingered. Later, Hank overheard whispers. Board leaks. Jake's dad's influence. They're gunning again, he confided in our room, door locked, suggesting I resign. For your sake. No. Panic surged. Fight it. We earned this. His embrace was armor. I am. But if it comes to choice, you or the job. Don't. Tears pricked. That's the real lean back. Climax ignited that evening. Emergency call from Vargas. Board's voting tonight. Hank, they want your head. Protect the kids' bullshit. We raced back. Me in sweats. Him in slacks rumpled from celebration. Auditorium again, but fuller, parents, press, our team in jerseys like a phalanx. Hank's statement. Raw, riveting. I've given this school my all. But love isn't scandal. It's strength. Alex taught me that. Trusting the pull, even when it scares you. Applause sporadic, but Mia's whoop ignited more. Then Jake's dad. Venom renewed. Proof. Texts. Witnesses. Grooming. Tyler stood, voice booming. Lies. I was there, Jake's the poison. Others rose, Mia, teammates. Coach saved us. Chorus built, humanistic tide turning judgment to justice. Vargas tallied. Motion denied. Whitaker stays. Cheers erupted. Hank's relief mirrored mine. Eyes meeting across the fray, love triumphant. Aftermath. Hugs. Tears. Dad's call. Heard the news. Standing by you, son. Progress inch by inch. Summer beckoned. Graduation under cherry blossoms. Cap toss confetti. Hank's gift. A compass locket. Engraved lean back. For the journeys ahead. We drove west, windows down, Springsteen blasting. Romance unfurled. Campfires in deserts. Motel swims at dusk. But depth too. Talks of his buried past, my family men's. Humanism in the healing, scars not erased but honored. One night in Taos, under adobe stars, he proposed not rings, but promise. Build this with me? Openly, eventually. Yes. Embrace eternal, water to our fire. Fall at UCLA. Palms swaying, ocean whispers replacing L rumbles. Scholarship secured, dorm life a whirlwind. Lit classes dissecting Whitman. Parties where queerness bloomed free. But absence ached. Hank's texts daily anchors. Miss your strokes. How's the Pacific? Video calls bridged miles. His duplex now ours in spirit. Chicago snow dusting his shoulders while I baked in sun. Visits punctuated. Thanksgiving flight home. Mom's tamales waiting. Dad's handshake firmer. Hank picked me up, airport hug disguised as bro slap. Over pie, he and Dad bonded over sports recaps. Tentative but real. Takes a man to admit faults, Dad grunted later. Growth, glacial but genuine. Back on campus, new conflicts stirred. Swim team tryouts. Cutthroat, my backstroke edge honed but homesickness dulling focus. Coach Ramirez, a grizzled ex-Olympian. Bark drills echoing Hank's. Trust the water. But his gaze appraised differently. Scouts' whispers followed me. Rivera, the drama kid from Midwest. Betrayal variant. Roommate Chad, ostensibly ally, leaked my backstory to the team chat for transparency. Ripples. Sidelong stares in the natatorium. Coach's boy? Jabs in the weight room. Mia, visiting for Pride Week. Fumed. Call him out. Lean back. Babe. I did team meeting, voice steady. Yeah, I love a man. He's why I swim stronger. Judge that or join the current. Silence. Then claps from the captain. A bye diver. Inclusion 1. Chad apologized. Bonds reforged. Hank surprise spring break. Flight to LA. Dodgers game under lights. Dugout seats, his arm casual around shoulders. Public ease a thrill. Post-game walk on Santa Monica Pier. Ferris wheel creaking. He knelt amid cotton candy crowds. Not proposal, but pledge. Move in after graduation? My place or new start? Tears blurred lights. Yes, everywhere with you. Senior year crested. Nationals in Atlanta, me anchoring medley relay. Hank flew in incognito in the stands. Race. Adrenaline symphony, dive, pull, breathe. Teammate tags. I unleash, leaning into every stroke, his voice phantom. Trust it. Gold, record relay, podium spray champagne, medal for us. Graduation. Robes ocean blue, Hank front row beaming. Diploma in hand, I scanned for him. Our eyes lock, love's silent high five. Epilogue unfolds in Chicago summers. His promotion to aquatics director, our duplex alive with laughter. Dinner parties with Mia, Tyler's wedding invite. Family folds fuller. Dad's pride float wave, Mom's rainbow apron. One anniversary, pool deck at dusk. Echoes of that first lean, we renew vows unspoken. Taught me more than sports. I murmur, hand in his, about leaning back into life, into us. He smiles, compass glinting. And you taught me to surface. Love you, Alex. Humanistic close. Not flawless utopia, but earned harmony. Conflicts weathered, betrayals alchemized to strength. In America's heartland pulse, two men swim on, waves parting for their shared horizon.